Good morning.
Where is everybody logging in from today? Drop in the chat. We'd love to know where you're from.
And don't not drop it in the chat. Like actually drop it in the chat. Miami. All right. I'm in
Where's everyone from
Orlando.
today?
Although I'm getting ready to head to Memphis. Anybody in Memphis? Anybody going to the Great River Conference? Anybody? I'm getting on a plane today and going there right after this.
I feel like all these people log in and they must not be paying attention. We have one person share where they're at. I'm from Atlanta. Michael, where are you joining us from today?
I'm joining you from Canton, Michigan.
Canton, Michigan.
Yes.
Tampa, Florida. Thanks, Kevin. Maybe I should
Thank
say
you,
that. Maybe that
Kevin.
we should say we have some leads to give away. Anybody need a pre-approval or a buyer? We got pre-approval
I was
leads to give
gonna
away.
say they'll all raise their hand then.
Maybe that's what we should do, Kortney, is you should get like some leads from MMI to give out. Instead of gift cards, we'll give out leads.
Maybe. Maybe
Hmm.
you never know. Maybe
Yeah.
people should just always show up because maybe it's like Jeopardy and you never know when you're going to get the daily double. So, like maybe you should always just show up to this call because you never know what call. I might go ding ding ding. We're doing a drawing today for X number of free leads.
Mm.
There you go.
Well, on that note, why don't you go and kick us off?
All right, you guys, good morning. It is Tuesday. We are back here for the Top Producers Lab. Thank you for those of you that have joined with us before. For anyone that is new, welcome, and you're in for a treat. I don't want to take too much time because we have 30 minutes. It's a quick punch. And we want to have a chance to hear from our guest, Michael. Michael is a dear friend of mine, Michael Hammond. He is a coach. He is a fractional CMO. He is tons of things. More importantly, like I said, he is my friend, but is someone that clearly has a name in the industry. While he is not producing himself currently today, again, like I said, constantly coaching, working with folks, trying to make sure that everyone knows how to get ahead of the game, right? Make sure that you are staying relevant so that you are getting those deals, so that you are staying on top, so that you are part of the top producers, as we say. So, Michael Hammond is with us. So, welcome, Michael. How are you?
Courtney, I am great, and I couldn't be more excited to be with you guys today. Thank you so much for having me.
Of
Well, and
course.
it's what before you get in, I wanted to add something as well. And we could spend 30 minutes just pumping up Michael. But for those of you that know me, know that I use AI all the time. Like AI, I'm all about that. Michael was my very first coach to push me to use ChatGPT. And he'll tell you I was reluctant. I didn't want to do it. And we had 3 or 4 coaching calls where he's a very good coach. And I would highly recommend working with him. We had 3 or 4 coaching calls where he finally got me to use it. And now my whole business revolves around it. So thank you, Michael, for helping me get started. And I have no doubt that if you guys pay attention and implement what Michael shares with you today, your business will grow and scale.
Oh, thank you, Rick. Great job there.
Well, Michael, talk to us because I know you and I see a lot of each other out at the conferences. This is a huge topic that is out there now, right? Like, how is AI incorporated into this business? Some folks are like, wait a minute, it's going to replace me, or this or that, or there's sometimes there's some confusion around it. So, talk to us about what you're hearing, what you're coaching, what you're sharing with folks that you're working with.
I think one of the biggest challenges with AI right now is it means everything to everybody and it means nothing to everybody. Right? AI can encompass every aspect of the business. And what I really want to share with your audience as I coach loan officers and work with them is one of the areas that I think people are really sleeping on because your borrowers have stopped Googling. And what do I mean by that? Website traffic across all industries last year dropped by 25%, and it's projected to drop another 25% this year. So why is that happening? Well, it's because of AI search. Claude, Perplexity, Gemini, wherever you're going, wherever the borrowers are going, they're going to AI search to get their answer. And unlike the Google days, and they would drop 15 websites that you could go to and research different lenders, AI is giving an answer to a very specific question, and it's naming Rick, it's naming Kortney, and most people trust what AI is giving them. And instead of researching all those other websites, they go right to Rick, and Rick's the one who gets the business. And the rest of you, unfortunately, are pretty much invisible.
So,
That's my goal.
I mean, the biggest question here then is how are you the one that AI spits back out? Like, let's talk about that, right? I mean, because, if someone says, where do I need to go for data to do this, to do this? Well, I want them to see my name and I want them to see MMI. But how do I make sure that that happens?
All right, so I'm going to throw a couple of quick terms at people and then I'll explain them. So we've shifted from SEO, search engine optimization, and keyword dumps and backlink connections and everything to what's now referred to as GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, and AEO, Answer Engine Optimization. I'll explain everything in a second. And then the big shift that all of those fall under is we all know B2B, we all know B2C. Well, now it's B to AI agent. And we have to start writing our content. We have to start structuring our content because the first filter is not your borrower anymore. It's an AI agent. It's AI search. So if you want to show up in search, GEO and AEO require you to structure data so that AI engines find it, it's clear, it answers a specific question, and then it leads to how they can find you. And one of the best ways to start winning, especially for loan officers, you're competing against the biggest lenders in the country, is to go local. So anything you do when you structure that data is you start with answering a very specific question. How much house can I afford if I make $100,000 in Charlotte, North Carolina? Very specific. They're not just saying, who should I use as a mortgage loan officer? Who should I use as a broker? People are going into AI search and asking very specific questions. And unless you answer just that specific question, not I can handle loans all across the country, I can handle every jurisdiction, it's own your local market and answer just that specific question is how you're going to start structuring it and start showing up in AI search. I was working with a student a couple of weeks ago, actually about a little over a month ago now, and she wanted to own the physician loans market in Atlanta, Georgia. Showed her how to structure the content, how to create her description, and now she is showing up in all of the LLMs for physician
awesome.
loans, Atlanta, Georgia. So it was very specific to the question and it was structured so that AI can find that and then it serves it up to all the borrowers looking for that specific loan type.
So interesting that you say all of that because for anyone that is on this call right now with us, I want to go back to our very first call. And our very first call, our guests talked about owning your local market, right? And they talked about how they go in and they find things to post, right? That is geared towards the local market. And so therefore, again, if that individual, that loan officer, right, is taking this opportunity to go in and also gear their social content towards that same local market, right?
Yep.
But then you're also positioning yourself to answer those questions. Well, now you really are just, you're really just kind of absorbing all of it, right? Because you're involved in the community as well as you're then positioning yourself to be that expert in that certain field, right? In that very certain pocket of Atlanta or Charlotte or wherever it is, right?
Right. And here's one power tip. People are like, well, what should I talk about? What are the people talking about in my local market? Reverse engineer it. Go into AI, go into chat, go into Perplexity and say, what are physicians who are looking for a loan in Atlanta, Georgia, searching on AI it's really critical, this next statement, in May of 2026, what specific questions are they asking AI? And when you put that in as a prompt, AI is going to give you a list of 20 or 30 questions that physicians have specifically put in AI search in Atlanta, Georgia when looking for a loan. Now you take that list and there's your list of what are the questions I need to start creating a local, what I call a local answer page. And you don't try answering all of those into one PDF. You keep it into one easy to read formula where you say, okay, physician searching for a loan in Atlanta, Georgia. And then you give the answer. You give your brief little plug, a description of what your business is like. Rick can say, here's where I'm doing loans. This is what I specialize in. He's got to keep it local to Atlanta and to that specific question. And that's how you start showing up. But use AI to know what people are searching instead of guessing anymore as a loan officer.
Well, and also just, I mean, FYI, another way that you can actually start learning what your folks are looking for is when you do actually get those new clients, ask questions,
Exactly.
right? Like ask your own questions. Like, what was it? What was important to you? What was it you were most looking for? Again, I mean, I say this a lot, but I mean, God gave us two ears for a reason, right? Two ears and only one mouth. So use your mouth to ask the questions, but then keep yourself quiet and really take in, what your folks are, looking for and what they're doing. And again, I mean, it's, you're asking AI the question too, right? But use your customers, right? Like
Absolutely.
use your borrowers. Why did you choose me? Right? What answer did I give you that worked? So,
And one thing I would add that Michael taught me a long time ago is if you don't know how to do something, like, or if you're listening to him and you're like, well, that's easy for him, he knows how to do this. I don't know how to do that. So if you don't know how to do something, the easiest way to figure it out is to ask it.
Exactly. Ask AI how to do
yeah.
it. And Rick, that kind of leads to my next point, and I'm so glad you brought that up. I get that all the time. Someone's like, well, you were talking really fast, and I wasn't sure how to do that. And I'm like, well, you have this AI assistant at your disposal 24/7. Go in and ask. The next question I always get as we talk about AI search visibility and showing up is, okay, once you create that structured content, that's great, Michael. And you can use AI to help you create a local answer page. It will help you structure that so that it is GEO and AEO optimized. But everyone then asks the question, well, Michael, where do I post that? What do I do with that answer? And so there's three tiers that I always talk about. Tier one, you post it on your website, which most people historically think of as their blog, but I would change it to an answer page, an insight page, a resource page. How many of you have a Google business profile? Critical that if you want to start showing up in AI search, your Google business profile is vital. So if you haven't had a Google business profile, create one. If you've had one, then there's a couple different distinctions of you can put that content in your question and answer. And if you just recently created a page and question and answer is not there, it's in Ask Maps. And you will post that answer to your Google business profile. And then YouTube. Who owns YouTube? Google.
Google.
Google owns YouTube. So who's pulling most of the data and who owns a lot of this data out there for the LLMs to find? Google. So tier one, you want to post that answer. And people are like, well, Michael, I don't know what to say on video. Just read off your local answer to that specific question. Tier two is LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit. And people are like, well, Michael, you're rattling off all of these. How do I create content for all of them? It's really one piece of content that all you're doing is formatting for those different profiles, right? So I'm not creating something different for Reddit and something different for Facebook or LinkedIn. I'm just formatting it with the exact same answer. I'll use my example of that physician loan in Atlanta, Georgia. And then three, if you really dive into all of this, it could be Nextdoor, it could be Pinterest, email nurture campaigns, local workshops with your real estate agents. But that's where you're putting this content because what you want is one voice consistency And you want the LLMs to start pulling from all of those different sources so that Rick is the guy for this specific type of loan in this local area. That's how you start showing up and start winning.
Fantastic. Michael, I know that some people are going to go, what are LLMs?
All right. So LLMs are the large language models such as Chat, such as Gemini, such as Claude. So anyone who's asking what an LLM is, that's what it is. It's those search engines that they're going into. Great question, Kortney. I get so excited and get rolling that, sometimes I just assume people know that those answers are there, but they're not. So perfect
Well, it
question.
goes back to like when you were like SEO, AEO, this, like when people don't really use those acronyms all the time, they're like, wait a minute, I don't even like, I'm so lost. I don't even know what that means. Right. So, so we sometimes do have to stop for a second, you guys, and come back and go, okay, wait, this is what it is. All right. So, guys, anybody have any questions? Anybody have any, quick success that they want to share where maybe they posted something on, some type of, site and someone told them that they found them, oh, you popped up in AI. Would love to hear if any of you have anything to share in regards to that. So please put that in the chat.
While we're waiting for questions, I had a question for Michael. So Michael, you talked about the Google business page.
Yes.
What are you seeing in the now Google has the AI mode?
Yes, the Ask Maps.
Well, no, we might be talking about two different things. So like, let's say that I Google Rick Guerrero mortgage.
Okay.
And it pops up in Google, and then in the top left corner, it says AI mode. You click on AI mode, and then what AI mode does is it scours the internet, everything, and pulls everything it finds out about you.
Correct. So again, and some of the Google documentation considers that AI mode Ask Maps.
Okay.
When you're in your Google business profile. And so what it's doing again is instead of Googling, you're now in search mode, right? And so what that Google business profile is doing is it's going out to the internet and it's finding everything about Rick and his business. So the more you publish on all of the platforms that I mentioned, right? Whether it's on YouTube and having a YouTube channel, whether it's posting these answer pages on your website, the more you develop that, then the best way I can phrase it is trust signals that AI finds about you. And we all know how important trust is, but we always think of trust as trust between Michael and Kortney, trust between Michael and Rick. And what we've got to now learn is that first layer of trust is AI before Kortney ever sees anything about Michael, or AI before anyone sees anything about Rick. So when he's in that AI mode in the Google business profile, what is it doing? It's looking for those trust signals. Where is Rick talked about? Is he the number one loan officer for this specific type of loan in this jurisdiction? And the more that continues to surface, the more trust signals AI pulls up and then populates that into the answers.
Awesome.
Love
Did
it.
we get any questions?
No, but it's so cool. I have a ton. I mean,
Go ahead, Rick. Fire away. We got
I
time.
was going to say, you guys,
just
just so you know, Rick is going to be the top producer because he's the one asking the questions. Just saying.
To get some time with Michael one-on-one, I'll take this time all I can. So I did what you said. I went to chat and I said, I'm going to share my screen. So that way, make this really, really helpful to everybody. All right. So I said, so first I went in here and I said something like, what are VA buyers searching for in Georgia? And then as soon as I typed that, I'm like, I need to be more specific.
Correct.
So then I came in here and I said, what questions are VA buyers asking on AI when looking to buy a home?
Perfect.
Now, let me zoom this in so everyone can say. Now, I could probably dial that question a little bit more if I wanted, right? I can, but we'll stick to that. So it came up with these questions, and this same thing came up in the beginning that I thought was interesting. It says what they focus on is what they can afford, monthly payments. And a lot of times when we look at any customer segment, we're focused on what were we always focused on? Rate,
That's right.
right? But that didn't pop up here. Number two, can I really buy with zero down? Number three, what are the requirements? Four, what homes qualify? Who pays my closing costs? The first top 5 questions that veterans ask has nothing to do with rate. So that tells me focus on these.
Exactly. And if you drill it down even more and put Atlanta, Georgia, put Beaufort County, wherever it may be that you really work in 2 or 3, 4 main areas in Georgia, and if you put that question, it's going to drill down a little bit deeper. And as you look with what Rick has here, what it's giving you what your answer pages should be. Is VA loan better than conventional? And I would then add the local aspect in Atlanta, Georgia, in Beaufort County, in wherever you may be. And then you're going to start getting exactly what your borrowers are searching. Because like we said, they're not Googling, but they're still online. And so the AI is giving you the specific questions that they're asking. Don't overthink it. These are the questions that they're asking. These are how they structured it. There's your question. Now create an answer, gear it towards Rick, create it as a local answer page, and now you're off and running to post it in all those areas that I'd mentioned.
Yeah, and as I went through here, now I use ChatGPT, so it knows me, it knows the questions I ask, it knows what I want, it knows what I'm getting to. So it started making content for me. It gave me a content strategy, top 5 videos you should make ASAP. And Michael, one of the
So
things you
Rick,
talked about.
type in, create a local answer page, pick one of the questions that you have, and say, I want it to be GEO, AEO optimized. So when you say create a local answer page, grab one of the questions that popped up.
Should I
And
come up with
put
the whole
up
thing or just the
just that one question, and then put a specific area, whether you want Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever it may be.
I'm gonna say Atlanta. That's where I live. Let's go for it. How much can I afford in Atlanta?
And
Okay.
then make it GEO and spell it out the first time you ever put this in your prompt, Generative Engine Optimization.
Now you're going to make him have to spell it correctly.
No, AI will correct you anyways, Brittany.
I
Don't
know,
worry.
but in the moment, he's
AEO.
got to start typing, and he's like, oh no.
And then Rick put and AEO.
So I spell AEO out?
Yeah, once you put it and put answer engine optimization. And then put optimized. Boom. Click the prompt and let's go.
Should I do it as should I have done it as a VA, or I guess is it going to assume we're talking about VA?
Right now, because you didn't put VA, it's not assuming that. If you're thinking about buying a home, so keep going down.
Especially if you're using a VA loan. Okay.
It's going to start giving you some examples and everything like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have to add more specific information. Who is Rick? How do they get a hold of Rick? And it will start breaking it down. But again, the whole goal of this, as you guys are watching this, don't get enamored by the whole screen shifting and everything like that, but use AI as your virtual assistant, and it's going to help you start creating this content. And then you're going to want to push back so that you guys get better answers, because chat specifically loves to make you feel good about the content you created. Anyone who's listening, to any of you, since you didn't have a lot of questions yet, anyone want a power prompt that you put in after anything you create?
I
Yes.
do.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody else in the call does, but I'm going to say I do. And I'm not even a loan
and Rick, if you
officer.
want to type this in while I'm saying it or whatever, it's 2 sentences, 3 sentences. You're my ruthless mentor. Don't sugarcoat anything. If my idea is weak, call it trash and tell me why and how I fix it. Your job is to test everything until I say it is bulletproof. That prompt will save you countless hours in AI.
I need to repeat that. I'm too slow of a typer. You're my ruthless mentor. Don't sugarcoat anything. If my content is bad,
If my idea is weak, call it trash and tell me why and how I can fix it. Your job is to test everything until I say it is bulletproof.
until I say it's bulletproof.
Yep.
I love Kim says, paste that in the chat so I don't have to type that out.
No, it's to tell Kim she's gonna have to subscribe to our prompt. I'm kidding.
All right. So I don't see I can't click the chat right now. Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can drop it in.
Michael, you should make
Everybody's
them.
like, please someone type this so I get all this right.
I just put it in the chat.
See, we were gonna make them watch the recording to get it to boost our algorithm. That's great. This is awesome.
And so what that does then is it pushes back AI instead of AI saying, "Oh, Kortney, you're the greatest thing in the world. Thank you so much." Or "Rick, you're awesome." It's then going to tell you, and here you go, as you start seeing it, your VA buyer page idea is not trash, but the current version is too generic. The fix, make it hyper specific to VA buyers in Atlanta with real pain points. How much can I afford with a VA loan in Atlanta if I want the lowest cash out of pocket? That's a much better angle. And then, Rick, you can scroll down a little bit further.
It won't go any further.
And then it says, can I buy with little to no money down? That's the page we need to build. And then what you ask AI to do is now create my bulletproof local answer page.
So once this page is created, what do we do with it?
So that's where it goes to tier 1, tier 2, or 3. Put it in your website, whether it's a blog or a resource center. Put it on your Google business profile, right? Or post it in YouTube and you can create a quick video reading right off of that.
Yeah, I'm
And then
thinking
again,
like
you
I
start
can
using it
even
tier 2, you're going to use it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit. But that's how simple this can be. And for anyone who's got more questions or wants to see an exact example of a local answer page, you can go to my website and check it out, or just DM me on LinkedIn and I'll be more than happy to send you an example of a local answer page.
well, and what I'm thinking about with this now, obviously I can put this in my Google business page, but I could also say turn this into a carousel for Instagram.
Exactly.
And then at the end of the but I could also say turn this into, so I could take the, do you play with Gamma much, Michael?
I do. I love Gamma.
So I can say turn this into a guide on Gamma, which it already is. And then on my carousel, I can do the carousel. And at the end, for my full guide, comment VA guide. And boop, ManyChat sends it automatically.
And do you see how we used one specific question and now Rick's already his head spinning saying, okay, I can do it at a carousel. I can quickly go into AI and have it give me a YouTube script. I could read right off of that script. I can then post it on all of my social platforms. So it's not that you have to create 50 different pieces of content. It's we have to start answering the questions that our borrowers are asking. That's how they're using AI, and either we're going to show up in those AI answers or we're going to be invisible.
I'm going to flip the narrative here just for a second. But it's still the same concept. It's what do your customers want, right? It's similar to how we build our products. Like we want to know what do our customers want? What do they need? What is going to make the loan officers that are using MMI more successful,
Yep.
work more efficiently, what is it, what's the friction that they're, faced up against, et cetera, et cetera. So we do the same thing, right? We ask the questions to understand what we
Oops.
need to do so that we're building the product the right way. And then furthermore, then that's how we know how to position our marketing and put that out, right? This is the
Exactly.
exact same thing because, again, you guys, as loan officers, right? You are the company. The product that you're offering is no different than the product I offer from the side that we come from, right? Um, and so it's just, it's very important for us to understand what those specifics are so that you are answering, and then you are going to be the one that shows up in that search because you're answering the way they need the answer to come to them, right? So,
You are dead on, Kortney. And so many of us have this propensity. We want to edit the questions that people are asking in AI. Don't. That's what
yeah,
they're asking. They're
yeah,
asking these questions at midnight when they're not talking to a loan officer. They're asking these questions because they feel silly, like, well, I don't want to call and ask Rick this
right.
question. I mean, I'll sound stupid. So they'll type it into AI, and that's where they're getting their answers. And so to
Yep,
show up, use what they're asking. And like Kortney said, what you're trying to do is really tune into your audience and understand where are their pain points, where are their misunderstandings. And if you're there at that point with those local answers, you win. You
yeah,
show up and they stop searching other lenders.
yeah. Well, guys, I know that we're at time. And I know, this is such a hot topic. This is something that Michael and I talk about a lot because it is such a hot topic. AI has really become a part of our everyday, and we're not writing essays for school, people, okay? So like we're not cheating using AI. So it's different, right?
That's
We're not
right.
going to get in trouble because we said, hey, I need to write something, something, some thesis, blah, 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 write it for me, right? So use the tools. Don't, I mean, when we talk about work smarter, not harder, like
That's right.
use what's in front of you because, I mean, if you don't think that your competitor is doing that, well, you're very, very wrong. They are using that. So you might as well be using the same things and then, use it to the best of your advantage so that you're the one that's out there, getting the deals and the one that people are going to call. So again, whether that's ChatGPT, whether you like Gemini, whether you like Claude, whether you like whatever, I would say pick one though. Because once you do kind of pick whichever one that you want to use, and maybe you got two, I don't know, but it starts to learn you. So to the point of what Rick said, where, he uses ChatGPT, so it knows who Rick is. Similar, right? I very much, my tool that I use very much knows my tone, my voice, my brand, and picks up on it right away. Um, and
I
there's
give two
nothing,
quick tips there, Kortney, on that.
yeah,
So, like Kortney said, pick which one you're going to use. Use the professional version so that you have privacy, so you're not sharing confidential information. I have done that. I've picked chat for my main one, and that's what I'm paying for. But I find Perplexity does a great job for research. And if I'm doing anything with Google, if I want to know specifics about YouTube or my Google business profile, why wouldn't I use Gemini since it's their own damn tool?
yeah,
So you can get the
exactly.
answers there and then plug it into chat or whatever your main
Yep.
AI agent is that you're using.
Yep, 100%. Well, guys, Michael is, I mean, he's a great resource. Obviously, this is going to be recorded. This is going to be dropped in the YouTube channel that we have. But Michael, will you drop into the chat or will you just let everyone know how they can reach you if they've got additional questions?
Absolutely. The best way is find me on LinkedIn. You can DM me on LinkedIn. I will answer your question. If I don't answer in 24 hours, I probably didn't get it. So just resend it again. You can find me at Hammond, Hammond, at Next Level Advisors. There's no T in that. So it's NEXLEVELADVISORS.com. I want to help any way that I can. Rick and Kortney, it has been an honor to be with you guys today.
Same
Hopefully, I
here.
shared just one or two nuggets that somebody could use and continue to grow their business with.
Well, thank you. You
Thank you,
shared
Mike.
more than one or two.
A ton.
But
I'm trying to get ahead right now to start growing my business.
all right,
All right.
guys,
Thank
thanks so
you.
much.
Thanks, everyone.